Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're going to work on day 15 of the Curious Case of Craftly Hall. And I have chosen this background. And with the day for day 15, we had this double tag here. How pretty is it? And then we have this tag that went along with it. And then we have our little storyboard. Now, it says Rose noticed a small girl in the garden looking over a low wall. And if you check this little girl out, she kind of see-through. So that makes you wonder. And then I had a few things here that I picked out. Now this is pink monarch print. I don't know if I'm going to use it. But I picked it out to bring in. I think this little 91 is hers as well. I have a lamp here. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to use it all. That's the other half of the little bookshelf or bureau or whatever you call that I used way back when in the furniture department. This is a greenhouse, so I thought that would go with this page. We have a chair and a couple of fireplaces and a frame. Now, this little image was also in the ephemera, so I cut her out as well because it's the same image here, except it's not see-through. So we're going to do something kind of fun with this, and to put that on the page. I was starting to go ahead and do it, and I thought, no, stop. I got to show them. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get everything out of the way, and I'm going to pull the story over here. There's not that much to this one today because we're stopping for the next sighting. Several days passed, and although the weather was beginning to turn and the house never seemed to warm regardless of how often they stoked the several fireplaces, nothing of any note occurred. That was until one Friday afternoon when Rose was busy in the east wing once again, folding and packing a few curtains that remained hanging at the smeared windows, and wearing a scarf across her face to protect her from the dust. She noticed a small girl standing in the garden, looking over a low wall and appearing to shimmer in the pale autumnal sunlight. Okay, that was all that there was for that one. So we're going to do what I always do. I'm going to glue these two sides of this tag together, and we're going to assemble the tag. And I hope everyone is having a really nice day today. It's not very hot here. It's like in the 70s. Nice wind. We had a nice rain the other night. Steady rain all night long. And that really helped the ponds. It helped everything. We have this crow menagerie. What do they call that? A murder of crows. A murder of crows would go right with what we're working on, doesn't it? So we have a bunch of them that live around here. Mom, she feeds well, she has this one she calls Blackie. He's kind of crippled. He hops around on the one foot, and I think he's the leader of the pack. I don't know. Maybe it's a female. I'm not sure. So he's the leader, but she always has him a buttered biscuit in the morning. She calls him. He tries to separate himself, she said, from the rest of them, so they won't get his biscuit. And I went and I had to take my cat to the vet. Her ear, the one long ear, what's left of one, has that bump again. And so it's going to have to be taken off. Wouldn't you know it? The other one is a nub. So she is just not getting very much good luck. She's got, I guess it's a basal cell. I think that's what they said. So I had to take her in, let them look at her, and then they're going to work on her Wednesday, which this is the first. I'm filming this. Poor Domino. So anyhow, I've got this little magnet. Now, half of the magnet is underneath here. It's taped down with a little piece of washi. And I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of the glue on here, and we're going to finish that out. So, yeah, so Miss Domino, she had to go in, and I came back home, and before I did, I stopped at Hardee's and got like a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. I'll tell you, it's not like McDonald's. The McDonald's biscuits are so nice and fluffy and fresh. These weren't. The egg was burnt. Half of the biscuit was missing. So anyway, I had some biscuit left, so I took it out and I put it under the tree. And I put some bread out there as well. Well, Blackie must only like the biscuit. So, Momsen got that bird spoiled on the biscuits. Now, I'm going to put this little frame here, and I guess I need to trim the top and the bottom. I know I'm cutting part of the image out, but I think we'll be okay. We're just playing here, making some special effects. Special. So we're going to put her like that, like she's a little piece of framed art. I don't know how much I need to glue, so we'll just glue it all. Good grief. Come on. And then we'll wipe it off. I should have inked the back of this, and I didn't. Whoopsie. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Get her right in the center. Like that. And yeah, I got it seeping out everywhere. Well, the back of this is white, so that's okay. That I can live with, because it's all one uniform color. So let's do it like that. Push out the rest of it. There we go. So this could be written on if it needed to be. I guess I could always just kind of ink it, lightly ink it with some vintage photo. That would give us some age to it. Oh goodness. Well, everybody is sad that this, I'm doing this. I didn't start till I got the kit, and I can't remember exactly when that was. Maybe about the 10th, 11th. She had another sale, so I grabbed it when she had like a 30 or 40% off sale. But everybody else that started at the beginning of June, they're so sad. I'm still looking at these makes and things that they've posted over on the Foxy Crafters. I'm using my eraser to get rid of that, whatever that was. There. That helped. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do next is, whoops, figure out where I want this to be. And before I glue this down, I have to put my other magnet under here. So we're going to put that here. And then, whoop, check it out. So that's where I want that magnet to be. And I'm going to put just a little bit of washi over that. I cut this washi because I thought I was going to make a hinge where this, I was going to make this hinge up and flip up. But I thought, oh, well, this will be something a little different. So I decided to make the magnet. I got a couple other ideas, especially like day 29, I think it is, when they have the seance. Or maybe it's 28. I'm going to have a use for the magnet then. I got a neat little idea. I like what Jody did with hers too. She put her little planchet on a strip of paper, and then she got an old Ouija board, because they were using a spirit board in the story. So she got that little strip and kind of made it like a belly band, and she made it where it was going around, or up and down on the board. That was so clever. Oh, she had some really good stuff that she made throughout. A couple of them I've kind of borrowed. So anyhow, I'm going to use my magnets then and let you see. So you see the little girl. Oh, she's alive. She's human. And then, whoops, that comes off. And no, she's not. She's a ghost. So I thought that was pretty neat. They just barely hold together. So, and then since this is a garden scene, this is going to be on the left. This one will be for this section over here on the right. I think I need to put her in a little pocket like I always do. I also have the rose. Notice the small girl. I think what I'll do, I'll have her down here, and I'll probably put the pocket about in this location. And then that gives me room for Rose's little information up there. And then I've got a few die cuts that I cut out. They're in like the browns, light browns, tans, that kind of color scheme. So let's go ahead, put this over here, figure out where our little pocket's going to be, and I think that'll work. Well, I don't need it over that far. I need it to be at least a half of an inch, but does that leave me enough room? Yeah. Okay, at least a half of an inch. So let's get that cut out, and I'll be right back. Okay, I had a bit of a change here. I'm going to make the solid piece over on the left and the one with the tag over on the right. It will follow the storyline better that way too. But this thing has one leg and a pointy part up here, and I think I'm going to have it coming into the room or something. That's the reason I had to change. Now, if you wondered where I got the magnets, they're very, very thin. I got them at Amazon. I'm taking it. Or what did I order last? I think it was either Amazon or Simon Says Stamps online. But this is what they are. It has Tonic Studios down here. That's what made me wonder exactly. And it has 20. So it has 10 magnet sets. Okay. So I'm going to be talking about a movie that I'm wondering if you've seen while I'm cutting this and putting it on here. Now, I don't know if you've seen it. The black and white version was primo. They're always better. I don't know why, but they're always better. Then there was a remake of it, and I cannot remember if the black and white version had Vincent Price in it or not. He was always in all those old scary things, especially anything by Edgar Allan Poe. The Pit and the Pendulum, and I forget what else. There was something about the what was that? The Hound of the Baskervilles. I don't know. There was a bunch of stuff that he was in. I do recall that. So, anyhow, this was called The Haunting. And I don't know if you ever seen it, but it is spooky dooky. Boy, all kinds of stuff. Now, these people went to this haunted house. This guy, he, I don't know how he picked them out, but he had them filling out like forms like you do an application for a job. And he needed to know about background history and things like that, and if they've had any paranormal experiences, that kind of thing. Well, he picks out this one lady, and she used to stay with her mom. She was like a spinster, so she watched her mom. Her mom was bedridden and would take her cane and beat it against the wall when she needed the girl to come in and do something for her. And she was like one of those henpecky kind of women. So that poor girl, she dealt with her all of her life. And then her sister, who was allowed to leave and get married and stuff, she had her come into the household after the mother died. And so she ended up being like another servant, and she was watching the children and things like that. And then when this came around, she jumped at the chance to fill out that form. And then when she was chosen, she was so excited. She wanted to get out from under their feet. So what happened was they all met up at this place, and the caretaker came, opened the big old wrought iron gate. It was huge, and got that taken care of and out of the way, and everybody was coming in. And it was a gorgeous house. It was absolutely gorgeous, with all of these old, the banisters and the wainscoting and all kinds of things like that. It was amazing. I think that's going to go on this side because this is the garden one. And so, oh, I know that the more up-to-date version, I think I'm going to have a floor. I think the more up-to-date version had Catherine Zeta-Jones in it. And who else was it? I can't remember who else was in it. But it was just as spooky. It really was. There's this more, I guess they had a lot of better special effects, but you know how it is with the old shows. I mean, they had it happening, with the spooky element. Really, they did. Now, I think I'm going to do it just about like that. And like I said, I do need to make a floor, or have a floor in here. The lamp will go over there, probably. And all the flowers go on the other page. Now, I still don't know if I'm going to use this. Although some of it might, because it has a flower on it and a little tag with a flower. I'll stick it to the side and we'll think about it. Alright, so where's me a piece of floor? Alright, I found me a piece. I slanted my edge and we're going to do some inking on it with scorched timber. Actually, I think it was The Haunting of Hill House. Hill, H-I-L-L. The Haunting of Hill House. Yeah, it was, look that one up on Netflix or whatever. You want a good one to watch. The either version. I think in the one version, though, it ended up that the girl that had watched her mother and then she was in her sister's household, I think it ended up that she was somehow related. What had happened is this old guy that owned the place, and he's in a big, humongous photo painting up above the stairway, which is right dead center when you walk in the door. So I'm putting my shadow down here, if you're wondering what I'm doing, for the chair, and then for the whatever that is, bureau. So yeah, they go and they find out that he was married a third time, and I think there was something about they didn't. She was pregnant, and I don't think they knew the baby either lived when it was born, or she left and had the baby. It was something to where she didn't get raised there, in other words. And then that man, the husband or whatever, he was supposed to be some kind of a killer of children. It was some gruesome stuff. So they ended up, she just, like, for perchance filled this this application out to come join this team. And yeah, it's pretty cool. All right. I'm putting this, I think I've inked it. I don't know. I'm putting this up here at the top. They're talking about several fireplaces in the house. And this was the only place that I could imagine these fireplaces were used. Oh, that's ephemeral 14. Did I write that down over here? 14. Yep, fireplace. Okay. So I'm keeping up with everything that I use on each page, just in case I want to replicate it. But yeah, the Eleanor, that was her name. That was living with her sister, and then she took in to this application and got hired to stay there. And they were going to like do something sciencey. They were going to see if they had any episodes, any ghosts, were seen by them, that kind of thing. And it ended up that they were very prone to be around Eleanor because she was actually related to a lot of them, or she was very soft-hearted and that kind of thing. So they're thinking she's making it up. But she wasn't. I mean, that was what they brought him in there to begin with, and then they doubt her. It's kind of, off. All right, I'm going to put this fireplace along the back wall there. I don't think I need to have a shadow for it, because it's not out in the room. It's like against the wall or in the wall. I guess everything's on Netflix anymore. If you want to see it or watch it again and that kind of thing. I know the other year, and it wasn't on Netflix though, it was on Paramount Plus. I was watching the Bigfoot show, Expedition Bigfoot. And then I was watching, what was it? Was it Project Runway? Or it was another show that I was watching. I don't have very many that I like, but like 2 or 3 of them got stuck on. You watch the first 3 episodes, and then boom, they put it over on Paramount Plus. And I'm like, what happened to all these episodes? Where did they go? And that's what somebody said. They were trying to pull you over there to spend, what was it, $5 or $6? Was it a month? And see, I think I'm going to have to reposition my shadow here. Needs to come out a little further, like here and here, and maybe there. Okay. I said, if they're not going to let me see that on primetime TV, and they started that way, they can keep it. So they finally ended up, maybe it was Ghost Hunters. Because I was watching the Ghost Ghost Hunters, yeah. Yeah, it was a Steve and a, I forget what that kooky guy was that ran around with him. But the man with a couple of daughters, they eventually grew up and got into it too. And there was a team that went off from them. A woman and Adam, Amy, because they were both A's. So Adam, he got in on the team because they did some kind of a reality kind of thing, and he won. So he got placed on the team. And I forget what happened. They were starting to send some of them overseas to some of the old castles and things. And then there was other places that they were sending them. And so Adam and Amy, they kind of went off and had their own show. And it was called Kindred Spirits. Oh my God, I love that show. And I guess I haven't seen it lately. It's not on. So is it over there too? Hiding and not letting me know? Probably. So here's all my little die cuts that I cut out to put over here. So what we have our tag that goes in there. And then we have our saying, which is going to go up here. So let's go ahead and put that on here. And I'm hoping the greenhouse will fit underneath the tag, and then I can work the flowers around it. That was my plan anyway. All right, let's put this one right up here. Yeah. And it's a little short, but I can cut some of the bottom and top off. Okay, let me try that. All right, I snipped about a quarter, not even a quarter, about 1/8 of an inch, give or take, off the top and the bottom. So we're gonna go ahead and get that down. And I guess these older places had, what do they call them? Conservatories, where they could have their plants and stuff in there through the winter and summer. And they were always part of the household. The lady of the house would like to go in and kind of enjoy herself in there. And I think I'm going to put this right against the base of this line. And then I'm going to trim off what is hanging off here. I think I've got just a tad hanging off. Yep, I like that. Yep, I had just a little bit. Oh boy, I used to watch that Ghost Hunter show. Couldn't wait till it came on every week. Oh, it was something. And I don't know, I guess like all things, it kind of became obsolete. All these these shows were coming on, but let's see, how far do I want that to go down? Maybe that. So I'm going to draw around this so I know where to glue it. You've seen the program, haven't you? How I'm doing it. How I usually set these up. All right. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with these plants. Like I said, they're kind of like off colors where they're not pretty. Like, oh, that'd be a good one right there. Okay, that's definitely going right there. And these are some of the Tim Holtz flowers, his wildflower set. I'll pull the 2 packages out because I did get some out of both packages. There is a third one. I've never gotten that one, but I do see quite a few people using that version of them. So I might have to go and invest. I mean, these are things that you could do all kinds of stuff with. There's certain of his stamp sets that are perfect to do different things with. And then there's certain of his die cuts that you're able to get quite a few different things made from that. It'll have the most usage. Well, I did not use this one because I thought the items were too big. I could have used that maybe. But this one's 664163. And then you have another one that's 664164. I've used that one quite often. And I've used the daisy quite a bit as well. But this little piece that I just put down came from here. This little guy, he's that one. And I've got the daisy, although the daisy's upside down here. And it wasn't a very wide piece. It was using a scrap, you know. So I'm going to see about putting it where, you know, something else is blocking it. And then another one that he's got is this one, 661206. And I've got the ivy looking one here. That's that one. And then the little fern looking one right here is that one. So those are the ones that I thought I could get the most usage out of here. Like, see that one? I think I'm going to cut that and put it in behind. Just it won't hurt it a bit. I do have a little piece that kind of got cut right there. Now, looks better. And I'm going to put this down. Any little elements. See, that's how I usually do stuff. My mind will be thinking, oh, what do I have that goes with this? What do I have that, would work with that? And then I kind of throw it all together. I'll throw it together in a journal or this or that. And then if you saw the piece that I did the flip through of just the other day on Sunday, you kind of saw that. I had some stamps that I could pull out. And I know, it's just, you work with what you have and you try to put them together as well as can be. I've got a couple little nubs sticking over the edge there I'm going to get. Then we have, I did a little inking on these just to try to get them a little darker. I'm thinking I might put that one kind of right there and this one there, and maybe that one's something like that coming across. Yeah, that might work. So let's do that. Sometimes I'm up too high and I don't realize it. So you yell at me in the comments if you need me to adjust, like for a future video, that kind of thing. I try to pay attention as well as I can to all that kind of goody stuff. All right. So that piece I'm going to kind of just put right there. Push it down. This will give you the idea that it's inside or outside, whichever way you want to go about it. I do want that one to come up about like there and go into the little blanket or whatever you call that thing. So it ties it in. I wanted to tie it in. So I'm going to go across each one of the leaves with a strip of glue. I was always into the scary movies. Oh, when Salem's Lot came out. I know I've talked about Salem's Lot before. When that came out, oh my gosh. That little boy floating on the second story of that house. And he's scratching with these cat claw fingernails that he's now got since he's been changed on that window of his friend's room. Oh, I know that was spooky. I've got the book. When the book came out, it's a softback, or, it's been through the mail because I read it a few times. Oh, it was scary. Oh my goodness. I've always liked scary stuff. And that, anything with the wolf, the werewolves. That, oh God. The one about the Naughton guy who went to London or the Irish Moors, or he went somewhere and got bit by a wolf. And then he had until the next full moon before he turned into one. And so he was in London. He met a girl and started living with her, and she was a nurse. I think she took care of him because he got bit or something. Well, he did get bit because that's what turned him into the wolf. But yeah, he started living with her, and then he became one. And I don't think he knew what was going on. I really don't. But that one's good because it's got all these songs in there about the moon. It's so good. It's kind of funny in a way. His friend, he's on the moors. His friend is killed outright by the wolf. And then he's bitten. And I don't know if that was on purpose or something came after the wolf or what. So it's a very good one. Is it Jeff Naughton? Richard Naughton? I can't remember. He had a song. Maybe it was a Pepsi or Coke song. You might know who I'm talking about. Well, I don't think I'm going to be using any of this stuff here for this. I do like this 91 though. I really like that for some reason. So we're going to use that. It's just kind of old looking. Maybe that has a significant number for something there. See, here's a little one with that, but we won't worry about that. I'll find something else to put those in. Now we got to put them in our book. So I got to pull my book over here. And I've got that page and this page to finish this one out. This one's getting thick. I must have put more into this one than I did the last signature. Okay, so we will go ahead and take this one, get that out of the way, and glue this one down because he goes on this right side. And, well, it's good because I chose the side that actually had a background, so I don't have to worry about inking where the little slot got chopped off. Okay. I'm going to go like that and go around my places that I'm marked. And here. And then this upper area gets the glue. So, see what we can do here. Filled up all my glue bottles too, so I should not have any problem. I used up all my fabric tack almost on that cover for the little journal that I showed on Sunday. So I had to fill it up. That's the one thing you don't really take into account when you're making things and you're going through a lot of glue. And I've got papers here that's really, really thin papers, but still, that's something that you might want to take in effect when you're making something to sell. All right, I'm going to smooth over these like that. And I need to, I'm trying to figure out how that went. Oh, maybe it was like that. Yeah, okay. Now this side comes out like that for this piece to go on. Yeah. I think I'm going to take it out just so I won't glue it. And this whole page goes down. Making it. That's the song he sang. Whoever this Naughton guy is. Making it. Oh, I can't sing it on here, can I? Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's one of them oldies. 80s, maybe 90s. I don't know if he was one of them one-hit wonders. Maybe. I know that was that movie was in the height of his popularity years. I know that. All right, let's get this down on this corner. Get that down on that line. Ooh, almost too close. It's really close, but I think I made it. Oh, I didn't put my line in here. Let me finish smoothing this down. I didn't put my corner of my room line. Oh, on here. Let's see. I think number 8's the one I've been using. And it's right here at the corner of the fireplace. I think it's like right here. Woo! And then the rest of it's up here. That'll work. And then I get in here a little bit with changing the... I don't think it'll hurt to put a little bit of a shadow here. If I got anything left on my spouncer. Let me dip again. Double dip. Isn't that what George Costanza did at that one party that everybody got crazy about? He double dipped that chip. Some crazy, crazy stuff. Okay, I'm going to put me a little bit of smear marks here and there on the wallpaper, because this is a fireplace, and don't you know that you get ash? I was burning this candle in my bathroom like for a month or so, and I didn't realize it. I think it was sitting on the side of the stove, not stove, a tub, and lordy, that thing had like a black sooty mark that went halfway up the wall, almost made it to the ceiling. All right, where am I at? Here? So try to figure out this goes back together. All right, that, yeah, that goes with that, that goes with that. All right, now, where am I at? Oh, there we go. So, this is our day 15. We gotta get our number. Figure out where to put our number. Maybe at the top of the tag. Okay, here's 15. And maybe it's what the 91 was supposed to be. Yeah, I think it might fit. I mean, I think it'll work because it's a really light shade right there. So let's see what we can do. I'm going to put the 5 down first. I was using those ones because I'm in the teens, you know. So I started just kind of cutting a little bit. I think I'll let this stop up. Cutting a little bit of a number out of some black, and yeah, I think that'll do the trick. I'll just stick that right there. Well, sort of like right there. There. And our day 15 is done. That 5 is kind of crooked. We fixed it. There. Now, let's see how it works. Let me cap my glue. Get everything out of the way. So, we have the fireplaces over here. This one's just like an extra. I think I need to glue right there. That little tiny tip is not down. There. And Rose finds it very cold in the house, even with the fireplaces running. I love this one. This is a beautiful fireplace. Look at it. Isn't that gorgeous? And I love all this furniture. And then that little bench, maybe it holds books inside. And then there's that other one. It's kind of a pretty fireplace too, but it looks like it's got more debris. A lot of debris. Yes, and here is our tag. Oh, we see just the regular little girl out the window. Oh, no, she's shimmering in the sunlight now. Ooh. That can spin around. All right, everybody. Thank you for coming by to visit and see what I was doing today. All my subscribers and viewers, I really appreciate you coming by. And come back again to see what I do for the next day of Craftly Haul. Thank you. Bye-bye.